Yo, we out here, perro. Yo, you hear me, perro? You're. This is crazy out here in the streets. This is crazy. It's crazy out here. You heard? It's snowing outside. It's snowing, and we out here. Shit. Sending me. You heard? Let's go, sweetheart. Yo, it's snowing outside. I had to put on this the foolproof shiesty. It's just shiesty right now. Here to talk about the rules, cause y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing. You heard? This not even just. This not even just here. You don't even know who this is. I'm just waiting for people to tune in. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of critics out here. I need everybody in here to tag someone that doesn't know the rules. That's what I need. I need you to tag someone that doesn't know the rules. Tag someone that doesn't know the rules. That's what I need. I need you to tag someone that doesn't know the rules so that they could watch this live. They could come back. Let me know if you hear me. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me and see me? Let me see myself. Let me see myself. Yeah, I'm out here. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm out here. I need you to tag someone that doesn't know the rules. That's what I need you to do. Tag someone that doesn't know the rules. Damn. Damn. My boy Kevin Rockets? Damn. What's up? What's up, Carpio? Yo, tag someone that doesn't know the rules, you heard? We're gonna put on a movie for them. I got the rule book right next to me too on the other screen, just so you know. All right. We're listen. We're in the business of helping each other out. This is a community, so the people that don't know the rules will learn the rules. Okay. And we got a lot to say today. We got a lot to say tonight. I need you to tag someone. Hector, Hector, how you doing? What's up? Out here in Florida, I tell everybody how you doing. Like that. That's exactly how I say it too. How you doing? When I go to Dunkin', I say, yeah, how you doing? Let me get a like that. Who was the ref, Matt? My boy Mo 2.0. You heard? Get some rest. Yeah, what up, blood? Lock in, fuck nigga. Yo. They not straight. You heard, Ludo? The industry's not straight right now. That's why I'm here. Trying to lock in with these fuck niggas. These jits don't know what they talking about. Yo, listen. Matt, who was the ref in that game? Who was the ref? Tag Amir. Matter of fact, tag Amir. Tag people that don't know the rules. Someone tag Tyrone Uha. Some other dude, Matt, had my name look. Oh, damn. Making Matt's look bad. I don't know what Matt. I don't know what Matt. I need to know who. Yeah, these green eyed man. Fuck you talking about? I talk like I'm from the South. Matt from Long Island. Matt Schwartz. I mean, Matt, god damn. I know exactly. He got curly hair. He got curly. You have Matt fucking reffing a semis? There's nobody better? What the blood? Okay, he was trying. I respect it. Tag Matt, matter of fact. Matt something. With an S, I think. Tag him. Tag fucking Soggy Tits. Soggy don't know nothing. Tag other Adam. This other Adam. Adam don't know. Tag Lowens. Lowens doesn't know the rules at all. Tag him. Tag them. They need to be here because we're gonna go over the rules. Listen, it's snowing outside, but not in Florida. It is. It's cold though. It's 46 right now. Look, that's cold. That's some cold shit. What's up, blood? Yeah, yeah. We're gonna go over some things right now. We're gonna go over some things right now. We're gonna make it nice and easy. It's gonna be nice and easy. Once I take this off, it's gonna be nice and easy. I'm just waiting for more people to get tagged. Y'all not tagging nobody. Y'all all know bad refs. Y'all all know. Somebody tag Sensen. Somebody tag Sensen. He don't know the rules at all. Somebody tag Sam Clutch. Sam Clutch says some egregious shit. What's up, Nate? What's up, Nate? It's snowing outside, bro. I'm blocking my face from the snow. You heard? It's snowing. Know what I mean? Yo, somebody tag know what I mean? You know? Know what I mean? Tag him. Somebody tag Sam Clutch. He said something crazy. We got to address that. We're addressing conditions right now. That's exactly what we're going to do. Y'all not tagging nobody. This is crazy. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Manny. Manny, congratulations on the AB win. Somebody tag Duck Sam. That nigga Duck Sam, he don't know the rules. He don't know how to write. He don't know how to play handball. He don't know how to walk straight. He not straight. Tag Duck Sam. Tag him. No, Bronx Puerto Rock knows how to he knows how to ref. Before this live starts going, yes, I was out. Depending who is, yeah. Yeah. You was out, Nate. You was out. No matter what. No matter what, you was out. But it's okay. Because Sensen don't know the rules. That's why we tag Sensen. Sam Clutch says I'm crazy. That's why we tag Sam motherfucking Clutch. Thank you for the stars, my heart. Thank you for the stars. You heard? Somebody tag. Did somebody tag Tyrone Uha? I think active players in the division or above the players' levels should ref. A's and B's ref for C's. Yeah. So Jasenia, that's ideal, but oftentimes we don't have that luxury. So then we end up with fucking Matt reffing in the semifinals. Terrible. Get him out of here. Get him out. Somebody tag somebody. You know what? All right, we about to start. Let me see how many people we got. We got 36 people. Okay, listen. We're gonna start. I gotta be classy. I gotta be classy when I start. So I'm gonna be classy. Shout out to Victor Handball Social. Victor Handball Social. All right. We're gonna address the rules right now. So there's one thing. The first thing I want to address. The first thing I want to address is USHA rules. The USHA. Thank you, Carlos Stanza, doing big things in New England for New England handball. Thank you. The first thing I want to address is ushandball.org, USHA. You can find the rule book right on the website, so it's always on you because we always have our phone on us. ushandball.org. And what you have to understand is under the rules tab, it says one wall rulebook. It does not say small ball rulebook. It does not say paddleball rulebook. It says one wall rulebook. These are not small ball rules, right? That's the first thing I want to address. They're not small ball rules. They're not paddleball rules. They are one wall rules. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to address. The second thing I want to address. A lot of you guys get upset that I am a C player, a D player, whatever player. Um, I didn't write these fucking rules. Y'all mad? Like you're like, oh, you're a C player. How do you know the rules? Cause I know how to read. What the fuck? Like, are you mad that I read better than you? Am I an A player in reading? Like, I don't. Thank you. C for the stars. I don't understand why when I promote the rules, Isaiah. Thank you again, brother. Uh, you get upset and bring up my playing skills when my reading skills are up to par. And all I'm fucking doing is reading. I didn't write these rules. You guys get upset that I know the rules. You can know the rules too. You don't have to be clueless. You don't. We can all be on the same page, right? As long as you know how to read. So if Duck Sam doesn't know the rules that well, I understand it. You know, reading is not very good. His reading is not very good. And you know, if there's some guys that speak a Spanish, Omarcito, maybe his reading in English is not very good, right? Maybe we got to get the rules written in Spanish for guys that understand Spanish. Either way, thank you, Mo. Appreciate it, Mo. Either way, I didn't write the fucking rules. All I did was read them, and I read them, and I tell them to you. Interpretation, like if you're upset because you can't read, then I get it. But don't project about the small ball rules, paddle ball rules, racquetball rules. They're one wall rules, right? So that's the second thing I want to address. Okay. We're getting here. We're getting here, right? The third thing I want to address, appreciate you again, Mo. Truly do, truly do. I'm not reading the comments right now. I know you guys are commenting, and I want to read them. Hold the comments until I'm done with this lesson. This is what we got. This is one of 3 lessons. This is lesson 1. Hold the comments because I can't read them unless you're tagging people that don't know the rules. Because people, they need to be here. The guys that don't know the rules need to be here. Okay. The first thing that I said. Damn, what was the first thing I said? God damn it. Whatever. One wall rules. I didn't write the rules, right? We're on number 3. Your reading in English is good? My bad, Omarcito. Let me take a sip. Zay and John, thank you for the stars. Thank you. Listen, the next thing I want to address, I want to dive into the actual rules because there is a misunderstanding with avoidable hinders. Players do not have to call the avoidables. The referee, if the main referee is paying attention, then the avoidable gets called automatically, right? You can't get blasted from the back. No Diddy intended. You cannot get blasted from the back on your shot and be expected to call hold it in order to get the avoidable. The avoidable is automatic. You know what's in the cup. You know what's in the cup. Always, baby. You cannot get blasted from the back. Abajo, right? Or does that mean down? Arriba, abajo. How do you say back in Spanish? I don't even know. You cannot get hit from the back while you're swinging on offense and expect to say, and if in order for you to get that avoidable, you got to call hold it. Hell no. Hell no. You get the hold it. That's automatic for any referee that's paying attention. If someone crosses the ball, atrás. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, por detrás. Yeah, all right. Whatever. Don't matter. From the back. Someone crosses the ball. You can't say hold it. He crossed it. The cross is automatic. Someone crowds you, right? Someone crowds you. You don't have to say, hold it, they're crowding me. It's automatic. Someone crosses the path of where the ball is going. right? So not cross your vision of where the ball is coming, but you hit the ball and they run into the path, that's automatic. You get it, right? You don't have to call, hold it to get an avoidable. The avoidables are automatic. This should be understood by everyone. Listen, this is not something to argue about. I think we would all agree. Imagine you have to be the player and the ref. You got to know the rules, but you're not supposed to be the player and the ref. Okay, thank you. Yo, Mo, thank you for sending more stars. Everybody sending more stars. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Listen, again, this is the third thing we're talking about. The third thing that we are talking about is that players do not have to call the avoidables. The avoidables are automatic. They're automatically called. Now, this is going on to lesson. Well, we're still talking about the third thing, but I want to give you direction, right? For everybody out here that can't read that well, it's okay. This is a safe space. We're in a safe place, in a safe space. If you can't read, I'm here to help. Coach Juss is here to help. So when you go on ushandball.org and you click the rules, rules is spelled Rules, right? If you're from Maryland, from Baltimore, you're going to say Rules. That's how you're going to say it. If you're a little sassy, you're going to say Rulef with a little lisp, right? So I gave you three different ways to get to the rules, right? So you're going to click the rules and then you're going to click one wall. Now, one is spelled and it's not the number one, it's not a numeric value. It's spelled ONE, right? So one wall rule book. Okay, so when you click one wall rule book, just scroll down immediately, exponentially, right? Immediately scroll down until you get to 4.8. Now it says rule 4.8. Now the numbers come. The numbers are here for you, right? You don't have, this is just reading numbers. We know numbers. We know numbers. We know this, right? 4.8. 8 is the two circles on top of each other. Avoidable hinders. This is the most important part of the rule book because this is what a lot of people get wrong. A lot of people get this wrong. 4.8. So now we're on to lesson 2. Thank you guys for staying focused. Thank you for tuning in. You are still here. Congratulations. We have made it to lesson 2. Avoidable hinders. No, no, good question, E. I did not say Juan. I said one, right? Not Juan, not Juan Jose, not Juan Carlo, not Juan. One. ONE. Okay, Omarcito? Not Juan. Not Juan. Is if Lewis is here, my partner, his English, not very good. One. One wall. Again, I'm not reading the comments. I'm not reading the comments. Not yet. There's a lot of comments, so I'm not going to get to Matt Camacho. That's who it was. Thank you, Ja. I told you it was something with a C. Wait, no, I said something with an S. I was wrong. It was with a C. Camacho. Okay. Hold on. Paulie asked the question. Hold on. Can players wait for the end of the play and then tell the ref of an avoidable hinder and get a call that was never made to begin with? Please clarify. Yes. Yes, because referees are not perfect. So I understand with the way that we're playing the game right now, when you make a call, play stops, and you don't want to risk being outvoted on what you saw. Because sometimes avoidable hinders happen in front and not behind. So the referee standing directly behind you cannot see it. So I understand if the referee doesn't see it and you continue play. As a player, it is in your best interest to always have a short line ref. That short line ref, when there's an avoidable hinder that occurred, a main referee is not necessarily, should not necessarily be looking to be outvoted. He's looking for someone to see what you saw. That's really all, because it's possible that all three refs from behind couldn't see it, right? So it's not going to be like, oh, outvoted, you didn't. No, that short line ref is going to have the best view at things that happen in the front. So, Paulie, good question. Yes, you can wait to the end of the rally. If you lose that rally, you can appeal it. Even if you win the rally, what you want to do is you want to tell the referee, hey, listen, I won that rally, but you have to keep an eye out on this, right? That way, if it happens again, we can address it properly next time. So, yes, to answer your question, Paulie, you can complete the rally and then appeal to the referee that something happened, something occurred that they didn't see, that they didn't call. And if the referee says, I didn't see it, you as a player should have already had a short line ref and say, hey, just ask your short line ref because I'm sure they saw it and they have a better view. And if they saw it, then you should go with their call. It shouldn't be a vote. Any main referee, any good main referee should understand that, right? So that's to answer your question. But again, I'm going to continue because there's a lot of comment, and I am not. Juan said I heard my name. There's a lot of comments, and I don't want to read them all because I want to continue with what I'm going. This is lesson 2. We on lesson 2. Let me get one more sip. Okay, lesson 2 is avoidable hinders. I'm going to count out loud. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different types of avoidable hinders. There are 8 different types of avoidable hinders. In the rule book, they are not numbered. There are letters associated with the 8 different types. So they go from letter A to letter H. There are 8 different types of avoidable hinders, and we're going to go over them, right? Anybody that doesn't want to watch this now, clock it. Clock it right now, like this. Clock it, come back for lesson 2 later on so you know, so you don't miss anything. The first one is failure to move, right? Failure to move. I'm going to read it out loud. A player does not move sufficiently to allow his or her opponent to hit their shot. This typically applies to lobbing the ball. The player standing further from the wall must move out of the way of his opponent, even though it may mean moving into an undesirable court position. If a player assumes such a position, assumes means they don't move. If a player assumes such a position and there is a collision or there's interference with the stroke of the player trying to strike the ball, which is the offensive player, the hinder is avoidable. This is complex reading. This is complex reading, right? I'm going to simplify it for you. I don't know if I'm going to do this for every single one of them because this is a lot. This is a lot. Okay. What does this mean for all you guys in the back that aren't paying attention? This means if you lob the ball and someone is moving backwards, you're behind them. If your partner lobs the ball to the guy in front of you and you're behind them and they're moving backwards, you have to get out of the way. You can't just stand there. You have to get out of the way. You can't just stand there. What I just read, this complex version of thinking, we understand. This is safe. This is a safe place. We understand you don't understand all of these big words. That's a big word. I've been seeing this guy on Instagram. That's a big word. Yeah, we're going to simplify this. Just get out of the way. When the ball's getting lobbed and your opponent is moving backwards and you are furthest from the wall. Okay, here's something interesting. Furthest from the wall can mean 1 foot or 6 feet. It can mean 6 inches or 6 feet. It doesn't have to be a big distance. If you are behind the player, you got to get out of the way. It's really that simple. Don't complicate this. If you are furthest from the wall and the ball and your opponent is moving backwards, just get out of their way. Make the attempt to get out of their way. If you make an attempt and the collision still happens, the referee's probably going to give them an automatic hinder, not an avoidable. Probably going to give an automatic hinder. Probably. They might not always, but they're probably going to give an automatic hinder because there's a safety issue there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Stop play. They had the right at the ball. It's hard to call blocks while you're moving backwards and playing the ball. Usually you'll get an automatic hinder. Um, but if you make no attempt, you will be called out. You will be called out. Now I'm gonna stop for 4.8.A, and I'm gonna read some comments to see if anybody has some questions. My man Handball of the Americas says 6 inches. 6 inches is big. 6 inches is big, right? 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 Tell me if it's big or not. That's a lot. That's a lot of inches. 6 inches. I'm pretty sure. Stanza, thank you for the stars again, bro. What if you're fat? Well, you spelled your wrong, Tito. So I'm not even going to read the rest of this question. Matter of fact, because you spelled wrong. That's a duck saying your right there. I'm not even going to read the rest of that question. Okay? Mm-mm. 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 Okay. They can't break you a mirror. Decent teacher. Anybody interferes with my stroke, I'm gonna be tight. That's crazy. Okay, no questions. All right, so we're gonna move on. We are going to hold on. Every year, there's a new rule that slows the game down, and the most controversial calls is blocks, and you should be able to appeal the block. Okay, Nate, that's lesson 3. That's lesson 3. Okay, that's lesson 3. We're gonna circle back, Nate. We're gonna circle back. That's lesson 3. We're gonna go to the second avoidable hinder. We're going over avoidable hinders because this is so important to the rules. This is so important to the rules. Avoidable hinders. Second avoidable hinder is blocking. A player moves into a position uh, that affects a block or crowds their opponent about to return the ball, or in doubles, one partner creates a hinder by moving directly in front of the opponent as his partner is returning the ball. And then there's an interpretation, right? This call is the opposite of failure to move. Avoidable hinder. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that terribly. This call is the opposite of failure to move, avoidable hinder. When a player creates a hinder by their movement, it's also avoidable. Sometimes a player, in the effort to get into a better court position, will cause contact with an opponent who's about to hit the ball, or a player will move in so close to the opponent hitting the ball as to cause a possibility of body contact. In either case, an avoidable hinder should be called. It is also an avoidable hinder if one player, as his partner is hitting the ball, moves directly in front of the opponent, creating a hinder, not to be confused with legal hinder. There was a lot. That's a big word. That's a big word, right? So we're going to go over this, okay? Austin, what does that mean? What does that mean? You know what? You're a loser in real life. So I'm just going to block you on this account too, and I'm not even going to engage you. I don't engage losers. You a flat out loser. But it's okay. You could continue to comment until I block you on this. Oh, I could block you right here. Hold on. Let me just do this. Block, ban, boom. Austin is blocked. I think he's blocked. Is he blocked? Got it. Okay, you're a loser in real life. Okay, so blocking, right? This is the blocking avoidable hinder. Um, you can't move when your partner's shooting the ball, right? We know this. If you move, see, there are some people that exist in handball that believe that you're allowed to move all the way up until your partner hits it. You can't move while your partner is engaged with hitting the ball. You can't. You can't. You are creating a hinder. Now, there is gray area here for me. And this is where you guys get your little, oh, you don't know the rules, you're a C player. The gray area for me is I don't think you should move at all. Some people believe that you can move as long as your partner doesn't hit the ball in your direction. If Jared is here, I need clarification on that for the chat because there's a lot here, right? There's a lot here. Again, for me, you can't move at all. When your partner is committed to the ball, I don't care where your partner's hitting the ball. I shouldn't have to worry about because when your partner's hitting the ball, this is my time to move to anticipate where it's going. I shouldn't have to worry about tripping over you, right? So, from my understanding, that's how I'm reading that rule. So, this is a little gray area that I would like to address. So, if Jared is here, I would like to address that gray area. But again, this is the opposite of failure to move, right? You can't move or crowd your opponent. Now, let's talk about something here. You know how people say, um, you can't get up? Oh, he got up when he's on the floor. Oh, he got up. There's no rule, there's no avoidable hinder that says you can't get up when you're on the floor. The avoidable hinder is blocking. You cannot get up when you're on the floor because when the ball's next to you, because you're essentially crowding your opponent from playing that ball. That is the rule. There is no rule that says you can't get up. There's no rule in here that says you can't get up. You are crowding your opponent if you dive on the floor and then get up while they're swinging. This is the rule. So guess what, guys? You just learned something, officially learned something. You officially learned that there is no rule in the rule book that says you can't get up. What they're implying is that you cannot crowd your opponent when the ball is playing next to you. If I dive and I hit the ball across court, of course I could get up. Oh my God, Austin signed into his other account, bro. I don't want to talk to you, bro. You are a loser. Hold on. Banned from all streams. Banned from the page. Confirm. Okay, there you go. I don't talk to losers, bro. He got some animosity towards me. I don't know what it is. I think it was one time I talked about him losing to the Twins in the Buddha, and he's got animosity towards me. I really don't. He's nothing to me. If he wants to do something, he could do something. But right now, I'm teaching. I'm a teacher right now. That's all I'm doing. Jared said you can move, but not into a more advantageous, that's a big word, position that blocks the other player. I agree with you that you can't move in front of your opponent even if your partner doesn't hit the ball. Okay, so we agree there. Got it. And I'm sure you agree because of what I'm saying, right, Jared? Like if I'm when the opponent is hitting the ball, this is my time to anticipate where he's going. If I take a step up, but his partner is going in front of me and I trip, but the ball don't come my way, I'm on the floor now. That's a safety issue, right? I see you guys writing a lot and I'm not keeping up with the comments because I got my teaching hat on right now. I'm teaching. Um Albert won't agree. Albert Apuzzi, who you had to block and ban. Yeah, Austin, bro. He just, I don't know. You know what it is, bro? I got so many good things happening in my life. I can't have negative energy near me. So anybody that has animosity, listen. If you're not swinging at me, I don't care. I'm willing. We could do whatever, but I'm not engaging. I'm just not engaging. I'm not engaging, bro. I got to argue with real life losers is crazy to me. That's insane. We're gonna move on to the third avoidable hinder, moving into the ball. A player moves into the path of and is struck by the ball just played by their opponent. I mean, there's an interpretation here. I'm not even gonna read it. You can't move. If I'm about to hit the ball, you can't move where I'm hitting it. You're out. Right? That's it. Jared, answer questions while I'm talking because I'm not reading. All right? We're gonna leave that right there. I'm not even gonna go any further. And again, I'm not gonna go over all of them. I'm only gonna go over a few of them. Pushing. You can't push anyone. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. You guys are about to learn something else. People immediately in all the comment sections, I just see the comment sections. Handball's a non-contact sport. Handball's a non-contact sport. Contact's inevitable. Contact is inevitable in handball, right? Handball is not tennis. We're not away from each other. We are in close quarters. Contact is inevitable. Stop saying handball is a non-contact sport, right? Handball is a non-purposeful contact sport. You cannot purposely push somebody. You can't. This isn't football. This isn't hockey. This isn't soccer, right? But contact happens, right? Not all contact is a block, and not all contact is avoidable. What's your question? I'm sorry. Answer my question, please. Are you allowed to go in front of your Oppenheimer when Bob, Bob? I already told you I'm not gonna discuss rules with you anymore. You're gonna write your own rule book, and I respect that for the arena, and that's it. Handball of the Americas. What did you comment? Hold on. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look. Uh, what if player A is moving back so quick that player B moves quickly to the either side because he didn't have time to move backwards or he or she won't. Okay, so as long as an attempt is made to move out of the way, if contact happens, it'll just be a block. But if you don't make an attempt at all, you are out for that. And I know that that sounds obvious, but believe it or not, there are people that don't know that. They think that they are allowed to stand their ground and box you out on a lob, and you're not allowed to. You cannot just stand there. That's the reason why I say that. Right? So I'm going to answer Bob's question. Out of respect for Bob, Bob's doing amazing things out here in Florida at the Big Bob Wall Ball Arena. I am going to answer Bob's question because I respect Bob. I love everything that Bob is doing. There are a lot of people seeing what Bob is doing. His heart is in the right place. So I'm going to answer his question in a second when I'm done reading this one. But I've had many conversations with Bob and he doesn't understand what I'm saying, and he doesn't appreciate, respect, agree. There's something about the USHA rules that Bob doesn't like, and that's okay. It is okay to not like it. It's okay. I'm going to answer your question in a second. We're just going over the pushing part of the avoidables. A player forcibly pushes an opponent during a rally. This avoidable hinder may occur when a player pushes a player, no matter how slightly, who is about to hit the ball, or when a player forcibly pushes a player in an attempt to get into position of their shot. An incidental push of a slight nature by an offensive player should not be called an avoidable. Again, remember what I said. Stop. Please. I'm giving y'all clips. I'm giving you guys clips. Stop saying handball is a non-contact sport. Contact is inevitable. It's always going to happen, right? Handball is a non-purposeful contact sport. I cannot push somebody when they are about to hit the ball. I cannot push somebody so that I can hit the ball. That is what you can't do in handball. That is unavoidable. Doesn't happen a lot, but it's happened. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's happened. Okay? Stop saying in the comment sections, Handball's a non-contact sport. Every little bump and bang and flop and doesn't contact will always happen. Okay, I'm going to go back and read Bob's question, right? Bob said, are you allowed to go in front of your opponent when he is in the front? Are you allowed to go in front of your opponent when he is in the front? So I know what Bob means by this question because I've had conversations with Bob. Bob doesn't like the fact that if you're playing doubles, I'm on power side, the ball is hit to my opponent over there on weak side. While they're hitting the ball, I get to move. Why do I get to move while they're hitting the ball? Well, two reasons, right? This is a learning lesson. We are learning together. This is a community of learners. There are two reasons why you are allowed to move when your opponent on the other side of the court is hitting the ball. The first reason is because you're not allowed to move when your partner's hitting the ball. We just went over that. That's an avoidable hinder, right? You are not allowed to move when your partner. You are not allowed to move when your partner is hitting the ball. That is an avoidable hinder, right? So that's the first reason why you are allowed to move when your opponent is hitting it on the other side of the court. That's the first reason. The second reason is because you are entitled to anticipate. This is the only real technical time you are allowed to move. This is when you get position. This is when you anticipate. This is when you see Pito, who's in the comments, about to spike the shit out of you. Why you get to run there before he hits it to make an attempt at that ball. This is your time to anticipate. I don't understand why some people don't comprehend that. This is the time you are allowed to move. This is when we all move. You cannot move when you are in front and the ball is being played right behind you. You can't start moving there and hinder the visual of your opponent and the ball in the wall, or move into the path of the ball. Why? Why can't you do that? Well, we just talked about it before. Moving into the ball. And then there's another one. Thank you, Junior. Sorry, that burp was crazy. Thank you, Junior, for the stars. There's another rule, view obstruction, moving across an opponent's line of vision before he strikes the ball. That's when you cross the ball, right? So if the ball is being played next to you, we all look, right? We all give a look. We give a look. You know, gray area. There are people that believe that's a gray area. We all look at the ball. We have to know what you're doing. We can't move when the ball's being played next to us. But if the ball's being played over there, yes, I can move. Yes, I can move when the ball is being played over there while my opponent is hitting it. Even if I'm in front already. If I'm in front already and I see my opponent about to whip the shit out of the ball cross court, yeah, I'm going to start running cross court. I hope you understand this, Bob. I hope that I was able to clarify that well enough for you. I did see Tyrone trying to egg you on to not listen. Don't do that, right? Don't listen to Tyrone. You heard the conversation I had with Tyrone. Tyrone, and I'm going to do this to Tyrone for one specific reason. Believe it or not, I respect Tyrone. Tyrone likes this engagement. He likes the conversation. He's not going to get offended by it. He'll probably go live. I actually want to interview Tyrone. He has filled with knowledge. It's a little glaze session. I'm glazing a little bit because I respect Tyrone. I really, really do respect Tyrone. He knows a lot about handball and his heart is in the right place. But he's crazy. Tyrone's crazy. He wants to write a rule book only for A players. I gotta take a sip after that. You heard it here first. I had the conversation with him at Bob's house. He wants to write a rule book only for A players. Hold on one second. Ricardo with the comment of the day. Rule number 1, don't listen to Tyrone. Rule numero uno. Hold on, there's a lot of conversation. I'm gonna continue to read Bob, and I'm giving Bob this respect because he has earned it. Bob's Wall Ball Arena is amazing. The courts are amazing. You have to, if you next time you are in Central Florida, make sure you visit those courts. He's putting a lot of time and money and dedication into handball. He wants to see it succeed. I'm giving Bob his flowers and his respect, even though I don't agree with almost everything. Almost everything. I'm going to give him his respect because he's earned it. So, Bob, thank you for everything that you do. I hope that you appreciate my words towards you, even though we disagree with a lot of things. I don't want to be part of your committee. I apologize. Everybody wants me to be part of their committee. I can't do it. Everybody wants a piece of Juss, and you got to tell them no. You know what I mean? Everybody wants a piece of me, and I got to tell them no. So Bob says, so why can you move in front of an opponent at the straddle? Okay, he's moving the goalpost here. At the straddle line. It's a hinder for the player who's returning the ball. It's his shot. Just like you can't jump in front of a player in the front. You're hindering his shot. No difference from the straddle line. You're hindering the play. Okay, so this is um the last This is the last argument I have with Bob. So in the rules, in the rule book, I'm done with the avoidable hinder. So we are done with lesson 2. Everybody that is here, congratulations. You have made it past 2 whole lessons. We're going on to lesson 3 soon. And that's my last lesson. We're going on to lesson 3. So if you made it this far, congratulations. I'm not a level 5 ref, even though I should be. I'm not a level 5 ref yet. So this doesn't qualify as a clinic. This is a blinic. Matter of fact, you heard? Blood? This is a blinic. This is a referee blinic. Matter of fact, I almost forgot I had the red. I got the red on me. I got it on me. You heard? Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Bob, in the rule book, right? And I would look for it, but I don't want to start like skimming while I'm talking. In the rule book, there are serve faults, like foot faults. One of those faults is when the player, the partner, straddling from outside, walks into the court before the serve passes them. That is a short, that is a fault, right? You cannot walk into the court before the ball passes you. When the ball passes you, you are allowed to get into the court. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that if you are on the long line and I'm on the straddle line and I walk into the court after the ball passes me and you return the ball, odds are you're not going to hit me with the ball. If you are up on the straddle line and I'm on the straddle line outside and the ball gets served and it passes me and I try to get in front of you and you make contact with me, I'm out for that. That's not a fault. That's not a short. That's an out. That's an avoidable hinder. That's stroke interference. We didn't talk about stroke interference, right? That's also crowding. That's also blocking, but it's stroke interference. You're out for that. Um, Other than that, I'm allowed to get on the court once the ball passes me. What you have to understand is that if my oblivious partner is cross court serving the ball and serving me out, I got to tell them, stop serving the ball like that because you're making it hard for me to get on the court. So the problem is really on my team, and I'm going to address it immediately. You're taking something small and you're applying a what if, a huge what if. Your huge what if is, imagine if your partner cross court serves you the entire game, and every time he cross court serves you, you come into the court legally, and I call block because you now hindered me. The game will never end. That will never, if that ever happens, Bob, I will give you $10,000 towards the the next courts that you build, because it'll never happen. That doesn't exist. It doesn't make sense. It's not part of the game, right? So I understand your what if scenario. The what if scenario will never occur. It'll never happen to a point where every single serve is cross court and every single return is a hinder, and the game never continues. It's just never going to happen. Okay? I hope you understand that. I don't want you to stress out over that one rule, because your solution is not the solution. Your solution is the opponent straddling, and anybody in here, right? I need one word answers. One word answers, 1 second, right? This is Bob's solution. Bob's solution to this play is if the player straddling and the server, right? Because it got to apply to both the server and the player and his partner straddling. When the serve happens, you are not allowed to move at all until the opponent hits the return. Have you ever seen anyone serve and stand still? Yes or no? Anybody in the comment section. When you serve the ball, do you stand still? Do you not turn your head? Do you not take a step back? Do you answer the question, yes or no? Because the answer is no. No one stands still after they serve the ball. No one. Especially Tyrone. He damn near is tripping over his own feet after every serve. After every serve, he is on the floor picking them up. No one stands still. It's not a realistic solution, Bob. It cannot. Look at all of the comments. All of the comments. It's not just me. You cannot expect your partner to stand off the court until the opponent returns the ball. You get somebody good enough that's just practicing punch returns, you're just going to punch the return straight down the line where your partner should be, but had to wait because he's outside the court. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, Bob. And I appreciate you trying to fix a gray area in the rules that you think is a gray area, but it's really not. It's never going to happen. The situation that you're explaining, that you're fearful of, will never happen, right? So I don't think that you should stress this. And I'm going to leave it at that. I am going to leave it at that, because the comment section, I know it's not going to be what you want to see. I know it's not going to be what you want to see, but I hope that you see it, right? Like Bird Box. You know Bird Box, when they're like this to the if I was with you, I would be like this. Like, Bob, do you see the comment section? Because I want you to understand that you're wrong. Get some rest, Bob. Get some, please. GSR. Get some rest, homie. Appreciate everything that you're doing for Florida handball, for handball in general. I know your plans. Truly appreciate everything. Everyone in here, everyone in handball needs to visit Bob's house. He's a wonderful host. He lets everybody in. It's all for the love of the game. So please visit Bob's house. And we're on to lesson 3. Lesson 3 is interesting. Lesson 3 is going to be interesting, right? Lesson 3 is about, how can I word this? I want to word this so you guys understand. Lesson 3 is about fighting battles you don't have to fight. Thank you, Carlos Stanza. Again, lesson 3, you made it. Congratulations that you are still here. We appreciate your presence because you're doing big things. Oh, your question. Handball of the Americas. Give me a second. But we appreciate what you're doing. Lesson 3 is about fighting battles that aren't worth fighting, right? And there's a lot. There's a lot of these battles not worth fighting. And the rules are one of the battles. It's just one of them. It's just one of them. There's a lot. There's also A cards, right? The A cards. Tyrone. Tyrone made, oh, this was beautiful. It was such a beautiful moment I had at Bob's house, proving Tyrone wrong for a second, right? Tyrone, in an effort to get me going, we were talking about A cards, in an effort to get me going. Oh, those A cards are nothing. Those A cards mean nothing. Right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They mean nothing. Like, this is what our community is based on. This is like what people strive for. And he looks at me, and I know he wanted to get me. He wanted to, he goes, who gives a duck the right to give someone their A card? Who gives a duck the right to give someone an A card? Now, he wasn't talking about me. Maybe he was, but I don't give A cards. He was talking about Dwight. What gives a duck the right to give out A cards, right? And I said, that duck gave you an A card. Was he wrong? And in the heat of the moment, in that argument, in that battle, Tyrone goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh, so you're not an A player? And he's like, oh, no, wait, what? No, I'm the first A player. And I'm like, you just said what gives a duck the right to give out A cards, and that duck, that same duck, gave you that A card. That same duck gave Rookie his A card. That same duck gave Timbo his A card, and Davo his A card, and Kadeem his A card, and every modern day, and Allen, and Taiwan, and Nas, and Manny, these guys that are winning tournaments, right? They're winning tournaments. These guys that have history, they're in the books. Colleen, they're in they're winning open tournaments, and they all got the A card from the same person, right? So what gives Dwight the right to do what he's been doing for 30 years? Well, I think we all gave Dwight that right. We all did, unanimously. And then Tyrone goes, oh, I'm the first original A player. And I said, how do you figure? Oh, because I beat A players. Oh, wait. But if you are the first A player, how did you beat A players? Oh, well, Dwight gave them the A card and I beat them. Okay, so you're not the first A player. You're not the first A player. They were A players before you. You defeated them in a tournament, in a money game, in whatever fashion. and then you were awarded the A card. That same little card that you keep belittling, that same card you keep belittling like it's nothing, made you an A player. So Tyrone's reason behind this is because he's like, oh, USHA rules, who wrote it? I said, I don't fucking know who wrote it. They wrote it 60 years ago. 6 decades ago. Oh, were any of them A players? Well, you just fucking said that A players that Dwight gave A cards to mean nothing. So, like, I don't get this argument. Either they mean something or they mean nothing. If they mean nothing, then your card means nothing. And guess what? In your weird reality, your opinion means nothing. Because if you're not an A player, then your A player rulebook doesn't exist. Right or wrong? Like this is I'm deducing, right? It's like if A applies and B applies, then C's this, like this is a deduction of an argument, right? Like boom, boom, boom. I think I'm saying that right. So again, how does this make sense? How does that make sense? How are you trying to take away history in the books because you don't agree with it anymore? Because I'm sure at some point you agreed with it. I'm sure when you got that A card, you were good. You were great. I'm an A player. I made it, right? I'm relevant. I don't have that A card. It's the reason why nobody like, okay, not nobody. I get respect from a lot of people, but there are people that don't respect anything that I do. Anything. And why don't they respect what I do? It's because I'm not an A player. And they say it over and over. You said it. You said it. So we're on lesson 3 for everybody that's watching. Lesson 3 is don't fight these battles that aren't worth fighting for. Everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. You want to take over A card. Tyrone, and I made a point to you, Tyrone. You said to me, oh, no one respected USHA back in the day. So why would we listen to anything they have to say? And I said to you, nobody respects you in what you do today. Does that make what you're saying wrong? And you were like, they don't respect me, but I'm not wrong. You see, you can't speak out of both sides of your mouth, right? It's either one way or the other. So going back to lesson 3, these battles, the rule book is written. The rule book is written. Why are you trying to rewrite a rule book? Because your name's not on it? Is that why you want your name on it? USHA Jared, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm throwing a tournament and I want to use USHA rules, do I got to pay USHA to use their rule book? Or is it available to everybody for free? Para free. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's free, right? Free 99. Anybody can use the rule book. Right or wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. Do I got to pay USHA to use their rules that has been written for the last 6 decades through multiple people, multiple committees, a whole rule book committee that ping pong different ideas and let's tweak this and do it? Do I got to pay to use that? Or is it there for me to use? Why would I rewrite a rule book that's there already? When in the rule book, it gives you the authority to tweak something if you want. This is what I love. This is what I love. Right? This is what I love. Bob, anybody could use any rules they want, right? This is what I love. And I'm going to do this. Next tournament I'm in. Oh, what rules we using? Street rules. Okay. White, 10 seconds. Where is that written in the street rules? Show me the street rule book that says my wipe has to be finished within 10 seconds. Show me that. Show me where it says that. You can't. There's no street rule book, right? Timeout, 2 minutes. I'm going to take 5 minutes on this timeout. Timeouts are 2 minutes. Where in the street rule book does it say timeouts are only 2 minutes? Show me the street rule book. I'm not going to straddle when my partner's serving. No, you got to straddle. That's going to be a short. Where does it say that? It doesn't fucking exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And this is what kills me. You guys want to follow street rules when there's no street rule book. You don't, if I'm a referee and you want me to ref your tournament and I say, what are the rules? And you say the street rules. What ammo are you going to provide me when a player gives me a hard time about the interpretation of a rule? What ammo are you going to provide me? When I have to argue with a player that's questioning my knowledge on a rule, what ammo are you providing me? You're not. Bob, you don't go over every rule. You don't go over every rule. Look at Tyrone still. Bob, stop. It's hopeless here. They all deserve each other. So everybody is wrong. Tyrone is saying. Everybody is wrong. Except Tyrone. And Bob, essentially. Even though Tyrone was disagreeing with Bob in Vivola, in real life, at Bob's tournament house. I mean, the arena, the big wall ball arena. They were disagreeing with rules. But everybody is wrong except Tyrone. Jared, use USHA as a baseline and then be clear on the variances of your tournament rules. That's what I'm saying. Why would you rewrite a rule book? Bob, I don't go over the rules in my tournament because the rules are readily available to everybody at any point of the day, at any time they want to read it themselves. I'm a teacher today. I'm Mr. Rodriguez today. Today I'm Mr. Rodriguez and I'm teaching. When I'm hosting, I'm not a teacher. I'm not here to tell you what you should already know. Why should you already know it? Because you have the ability to go on a website and read the rules yourself. Why do I have to go over the rules? Mind you, we go over some of the ones people tend to forget. That's about it. But the rules are here at any point, written in English. Now, these are comprehensive. You do require some form of knowledge of the English language to understand the way that these rules are written. But you know what? You know what exists? People like me, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm here to help you, right? The problem that occurs for many people is that they don't agree with the rules. So then they want to write their own rule book. That's a waste of time. And we're back to lesson 3. That is not a battle worth having. Why are you having a battle of a rule book that already exists? Because you don't want to conform? Is that what it is? Is it an ego thing? Is it an ego thing? Maybe ego? Maybe it's like, oh, well, in order for me to thrive, my name needs to be in the front. I don't fully understand. I don't fully understand. I don't fully know. Um, but guess what? I'm making this announcement. if I'm at any tournament and you're not using USHA rules, don't ask me to ref anything. Not a line, not a head ref. Don't ask me to help out a ref. Don't ask me for a call. And I'm not saying this to be a dickhead, right? And I am a dick. I'm a professional dickhead. Like a dickhead, like that, like from Philly. I'm a professional dickhead. And I'm not saying this to be a dickhead. I'm saying this because the USHA rules, the way that we have them written currently, and they're not perfect, and there are continuous upgrades, but the way that they are currently written helps out the referee be a ref, helps the referee out the way they're written. One of the big rules that people hate, when you can't, like whoever's first is first for the rest of the game. You know how much easier that is as a referee? I just got to worry about if it's first or second, not who's first and who's second, and if they called first, and if I don't have to worry about that. It makes it easier as a referee. You know how much easier it is for a play to stop after a call is made? You know how easy that is as a referee? Every time a call is made, play stops, and I just figure it out from there instead of play on, boom, 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 and then whoever made the call, if they lose that rally, they're gonna argue with me, or whoever made the call wins the rally, and then the player that missed the call, that lost the rally, is gonna say, "Oh, but I messed up because they called it and I stopped playing." I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that. And guess what? All of the players that complain about the rules before the tournament never complain about the rules during the tournament. You know why? Doesn't affect them. It's not a fight worth having. It's not a fight worth having. I apologize. There's a lot of comments, and I'm not reading them because I'm teaching. I'm a teacher right now. I don't have a ruler like an old school teacher. I don't have a ruler. I got a highlighter and I got whiteout. I got whiteout. Oh, I'm a judge. I got a order in the court. I'm a judge. This judge, Judge Jussie, not Judy, Judge Jussie. Because that's what we're doing right now. I'm not reading the comments. I am going, thank you, Stanza. Again, let's get back to that. Oh, wait, the rules. We're on lesson 3, but I'll go over some other stuff for you in a moment. Because there's more battles that people keep having, right? That are not worth having. So we went over the 8 cards and we went over the rules. But we're not done with the rules because there's another battle that people keep having, right? Sensen. Sensen's in the chat? Is Sensen in the chat? I have made a post that I might go live today. And Sensen said, handball rules or small ball rules? What does that mean? One wall rules. One wall rules. That's what we're talking about. That's not even I don't even want to have that argument. That's not even a fight worth having. Not even a fight worth having. Listen, guys, they're one wall rules. I use them, Carlos uses them, Adam uses them, Pete uses them. So that's committee, next generation. Jared uses them, that's USHA. Dwight uses them, that's Saha. I mean, Zay, I'm not fighting Sen over the same thing over. Bro, you're wrong, Sen. They're one wall rules. You guys are living in this weird past, right? This weird. So here's the problem. The USHA rules always existed. It's just that not everybody played in the Nationals. Not everybody played in the Nationals. So you weren't aware that these rules always existed. So now that we are using them across the board, you're saying they're new rules. They're new to you. They're new to you. That doesn't mean that they're new rules. It just doesn't mean it's not a fight worth having. Not a fight worth having. It's just not. And that completes lesson 3 because there's a lot of comments. Bob's upset. Bob, take a melatonin. Bob, please. Take a melatonin. I answered your questions. You're doing great. You are doing great. We appreciate everything that you're doing. Take a nap. Think about what happened today. Think about all those no's. Think about all the no's in a row that you saw, right? When you wake up, text me. We could go over it. The Masons used US. Yeah, Masons. The Masons tournament. Every now Izzy doesn't use all of the USHA rules. He doesn't. But Izzy is the whiz if he's here. Is the whiz. Is the whiz at least is honest and says he doesn't use USHA rules because he doesn't want to conform with USHA. Okay, I like that. That's your opinion. That's your right. I can respect that. At least you're being honest. At least you're being honest. I had a full blown conversation with Izzy. If he's here, tag Izzy. I'm pretty sure. Please, I don't think he's got me blocked. Alan might have me blocked, but Izzy, I don't think does. Um, Tag Izzy and he'll agree. He'll confirm what I'm saying. He was like, I just don't want to conform with USHA. He feels like it takes away from the true essence of the sport. He has his own reasoning, but at least he has a reasoning, right? Look at what Tyrone's doing. Oh, don't bother. They won't get it. Look at Bob. Oh, you're not reading because you don't have the answers. You're not giving me anything. You're just talking. You're not giving me a reason. Sense said, if you're going to mention my name, then I have to speak my point. So speak your point. Sent, speak your point in the comment. I can't add you. I'm on my computer. I can't add you to the live. If that's what you're requesting, it's not going to happen. Too many level 5 refs that ref at level 2. So Toro, um, I did the Toro growl at Bob the other day because he just was not understanding what I was saying. And I was like, ugh. Uh, there are only like 4 or 5 level 5 refs. So you're wrong, but I get what you're saying. Um, but that's why we have clinics, and we can't force anybody to attend a clinic. Because the sport is not at that point. Referees get paid $10 a game, right? So we can't expect referees to be perfect, and we can't expect referees to know everything, and we also can't expect referees to join every live or every clinic or take every test, because they don't get paid enough. It's not a profession, and it's not worth their time and their money and their effort. We can only provide the platform for them to learn and hope that they take advantage of it. That's all we could do. Long Sen is right. USHA tourneys, the refs make the calls. All Big Blue tourneys, refs interpret the rules differently, and it's a mess. So, Long, you are wrong. So, USHA, yes, the referees make the calls, but USHA rulebook, they have added in language that says in Big Blue, the players make their own calls, but the play stops. So you're cherry picking what you want to apply here, right? The rules are not a mess. And in all major tournaments, they all follow the same rules. It's not interpreted differently, and it's not different rules, and it's not a mess. All Big Blue tourneys ref the same is what you should have wrote. Now, the nationals, the referees do call the blocks, but that doesn't mean the players can't call their own blocks. The players can still call their own blocks, just the play stops. You're not out. If it is a block, then it's a block. The play stopped, and we're going to redo it. So, but again, you're grasping at something that people have been trying to say for years, right? Oh, the rules are shit because of this. Oh, the rules are a mess, or everybody refs differently, or every tournament is different. No, we're kind of all the same, and if not, we're not all the same. We are trying to be all the same. Why can't we get there? Well, I'm going to answer that question for you. We can't get there because of guys like Tyrone that don't want to be part of it. And then Tyrone is trying to get Bob to be Team UHA instead of Team USHA, right? He's trying to recruit, and I don't know why. It's not worth it, right? Tyrone was calling me a duck the other day that I'm not a player, and I don't. He didn't really say this, and if he did, I don't take it offensive. I like Tyrone. I kind of like how controversial he is. I like how like he wants to have that awkward conversation because I'm like that. Here's an awkward conversation for Tyrone. I am not an A player. I have no tournament wins, and you know a lot more about handball than I do. If we were both to throw an open tournament the same day from one park to the next, I think every player will support me and no players will support you. That's an awkward conversation for someone that's a duck, for someone that doesn't have history, for someone that doesn't have the recordings. So what does that say? Does that mean everybody's wrong? That they should be supporting you? They're wrong for supporting me? You tell me. Am I wrong? We got A players in here. If they want to be controversial, they can answer the question. Who would you support? If the Gliz is throwing a tournament, and around the block Tyrone's throwing a tournament, and in the Gliz's tournament, it's 100% USHA rules. In Tyrone's tournament, it's UHA, the UHA rules, written with the bubbles, all the colorful bubbles, and written in one-line sentences, no interpretations. Where are you supporting? Whose tournament you going to? Does that validate me? I don't know. Thank you, Ludo. I mean, I think I don't know. See, what's weird is people move the goalposts with validation. I think that I have earned validation. I think that I have earned validation in the handball community. But when you speak to certain people, they say I haven't. They don't validate me. And I don't do what I do for validation. I do appreciate validation and I do appreciate appreciation, but I don't do it for that. I do it for the love of the game. So um, I think that at this point, I'm validated enough in handball to earn that respect from players. And for the most part, a lot of players, even though I'm a C player, Tyrone, they do come to me to interpret a play or interpret a rule, and we'll have back and forth conversation. And uh, uh, whatever I tell them, I provide information based on the USHA rulebook. So I don't know what other people would do. Jared asked a question: what rules should we use at the Worlds in September? Street rules? Well, UHA, UHA rules. I think there's a website. We could use the UHA rules at the Worlds. It's real easy to read. I think it's all on one page, as a matter of fact. I think the whole UHA rule book, it's a one pager. It's a one pager. They're all written. from 1 through 20. There's only 20 rules. I mean, imagine a whole rule book. Imagine you telling people they got to know an actual rule book to play. That's crazy. Yo, he came in blood, but he cold crip blue. Listen, I am throwing. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. No, Tyrone, we don't have an issue, my brother. I'm giving you a lot of credit. I'm giving you a lot of credit, Tyrone. You go back. You circle back. Timestamp. Time. What is this? Timestamp? No. Time it. No. Clip it. What does this mean? Clock it. Clock it. Ty. Go back. Circle back. I was giving you credit, but then also I came at you a little bit. But you like that stuff. I appreciate that. I think I'm done. I'm throwing a tournament at Big Bob's house. Sam Clutch is here. Sam Clutch is here. And he says something wild in the comment section. And I couldn't believe Sam said this. And I'm glad that I just saw your name because you just made me remember something. And I'm not going to look. Carlos Stanza, if you're here, please tell me where it's written. Jared, if you're here, clock it. Please tell me where it's written. Because Sam Clutch, my boy, he said some nut ass shit on the Nate play. He said, I think it was on Amir's post. I don't want to look for it. He said he didn't know Amir was gonna step that far back. It should have just been a block. Sam, you are wrong. This is lesson number 4. Sam, you are wrong. Intent has no bearing on the play. Intent has no bearing. Nate didn't intend on running into Amir's shot. That doesn't matter. He ran into a shot. You are out. The right call was played. And you're not the only one that says that, Sam. A lot of players have that misconception. Your intent does not matter. You didn't intend on bumping into someone. You didn't intend on running into the path of the ball. You didn't intend on crossing the ball. You didn't intend on what's another avoidable? Crowd when you weren't anticipating. You didn't intend on crowding the player and messing up there. Your intent doesn't matter. When an avoidable occurs, it's an avoidable. And I couldn't believe that you said that. Now, I don't know if UHA rulebook indicates what I just said. So maybe, hold on. Okay, right there. Player intent has no bearing on an avoidable call. Right there. Rule 4.8, avoidable hinders. It is within the first part of that section. Player's intent has no bearing on an avoidable hinder. You guys need to know that. Bro, as a player, you have to take the whole court into consideration. He backed up almost to the long line. Sam, I don't even know what that means. And the fact that you're doubling down on that worries me. I don't you it's almost like you started off that sentence good. Bro, as a player, you have to take the whole court into consideration. Yes, right? So you got to know what everyone's going to do at every point of the time, at every point in time. But then you're like, he backed all the way up to the long line. It doesn't matter what he did. It was his right to hit the ball, and he was interfered with. The interference could have been avoided, right? The premise of the down is an avoidable hinder. The interference could have been avoided if Nate didn't run up. Nate did not intend on hitting him, but he did. And it could have been avoided if Nate didn't run up. If he would have taken into consideration the entirety of the court and the entirety of the players, he would have avoided that. But he didn't. So he's out. The intent doesn't matter. Sam, I hope you understand that. Like, I know you understand that. Yeah, and Nate, you did try to slide, right? You tried to get out of his way, right? So you made an attempt to get out of his way. So your attempt to move out of the way was there, but you weren't already there. If you were already there and you attempted to move out of his way, you wouldn't have been called out. Maybe it would have just been a block if the referee would have gave the automatic block because of the contact, or if the player called hold it in time, it would have just been a block because you were already there and you try to get out of the way. But the fact that you moved there and then try to get out of the way, your movement up caused the collision. And it could have been avoided if you didn't move up. It is an avoidable hinder. So your intent doesn't matter. So Sam Clutch tripling down. If I was reffing, I would have went with my better judgment as a player. He tried to move. Again, he wouldn't have needed to try and move out of the way if he didn't move up initially. Right? So you have, like you said before, you have to take the whole court into consideration. All right. You want me to say it like in Philly? I can say it in Philly. You gotta know what I mean when you know what I mean, and when he trying to hit the joint, you gotta know what I mean. Because if you don't know what I mean, you're gonna look like a dickhead and you're gonna be called out. That is my Philly interpretation of the avoidable hinder. Tell me, yo, clap it up for me, because I think that was a spectacular Philly accent, if I say so myself. Know what I mean? I think that I hit it. I think I hit it. You understood every word I said, Sam. I know you did. Because when I talked to you on the phone, there's a lot of nah means. That was horrible? Damn. Damn. That's crazy. Oh, Zay, you understood. You understood. So Nate makes a good point. Nate. Guess what? That was a Zariga tournament. Zariga doesn't use USHA rules. Zariga doesn't use USHA rules. So Nate, what your argument that day should have been, how am I out? That's an avoidable. Where is that written down? Or is this a USHA rule tournament? Do you see the problem when you don't have a rule book? Oh, Nate, you just got this live going for another 10 minutes because I was ready to go. You just reignited a flame. So Sen, I saw your comment, right? And I had this conversation with Carlos. And Carlos, like he told you this. So I shouldn't even have to say it again because I know you read it, right? So it's weird that you're being selective. He told you that there was a long line ref right there who he appealed to, and the long line ref said no contact was made. So I don't understand why you're bringing that up, Sen. And you could see it in the video that it was Jay Wolf. Jay Wolf was on the long line right there where that occurred. And he went to Jay Wolf and he said, "Did you see contact?" And Jay Wolf clearly says no. Oh, you didn't read it? Then I apologize. Sen, I apologize. So I'm answering it for you now. So you could do the video if you want, but I'm answering it for you right now. The scenario was different because Amir made contact with Nate, And in the scenario you're talking about, Mike D avoided contact with Lur. And that contact was appealed by the head ref to the closest ref with the best visual. He didn't ask any other ref because any other ref doesn't matter. There was a ref right in front of the play. And he appealed to the ref closest to the play and said, "Did you see contact?" And the ref said no. Therefore, just a block was awarded. Just a block, right? Like almost like a safety hold it, because he stopped playing. But there was no contact that was made. So I get what you're saying, and I get what you think. And me watching from the right side of the court, and if you were watching my live, I also agreed with you in the moment that he ran into that, right? He ran into the play. But when I spoke with Carlos, when Carlos reprimanded me, like with the belt, don't ever, he said, "You were wrong." And I said, "How was I wrong?" And he said, "I asked my ref, and the ref confirmed contact wasn't made. So I was wrong." Right? So essentially, we were wrong, Sent. The scenario is not the same because contact actually happened with the Nate game and Emir. So the scenarios are different, and we were wrong on the first one, and this one's slightly different. And there are more comments here. Did he really? Yeah, he really did. You put your hands up. Just because you put your hands up, that's cool. Yeah. So if you put your hand up, and your opponent sees it, that is a call. Correct. Um, I'm doing. If Bobby says Amir ain't make the call, but I 100% yeah. Okay. All right. A lot of comments here. People are tagging Izzy now. I wonder if there's a lag in this stream. Either way, Nate, like I said, you brought up a good point because if you go into a tournament and you ask what rules they're using and they say we're not using USHA, then how can they validate? How can they validate? Validate? How can they validate? I think validate's the right word. What avoidable hinder occurred, right? How can they prove what avoidable hinder occurred if there's nothing written down, right? So with that being said, Sam Clutch makes that argument of like, oh, but I didn't apply. How can they apply? Correct, Jared. Thank you. Sam Clutch has that argument, and now that argument becomes legit because Sam's like, oh, but I didn't intend on running into his shot. So it should just be a block. And they're like, oh, your attention doesn't matter. How? Where are you getting that from? Because to me, that sounds like a USHA rule. And you told me we are not following USHA rules. This is the forever problem we will run into with you guys not wanting to use USHA rules. So I am going to leave it off there. Um, because I might be speaking too loud and my kid got to go to sleep. You got to run that game point back. Listen, you know what? I'm not done. Matter of fact, Brooklyn, you were wrong, bro. Brooklyn, you were wrong. You can't want to fight because you lost a game. That's crazy. That was crazy, Brooklyn. And I talked to you a lot at Florida versus the World, bro. I talked to you a lot at Florida versus the World because every single time you won a game, every time you won a game, you were coming up to me damn near ready to crash out. And I said to you, did you win? And you said, yeah. And I said, so what does it matter? And it calmed you down every time, bro. Like, you can't be ready to crash out every tournament in Zariga. I know you're in the Bronx. I know you're in the Bronx. But, like, that's crazy, bro. Every time. And then you trying to get Nate. Nate's a YN, bro. I don't even know if you ready to activate Nate. I've seen Nate ready to risk it all. Bad. Bad. Nate was ready to go to the bookings, bro. Nate was ready to go to the bookings. You trying to activate Nate the GOAT? Nate the Great? You don't even know what you was trying to activate, bro. That whole shit would have been turned up. You seen the tattoo on his back? That nigga's like the Punisher, bro. What are you doing? I'm Matt Schwartz. You trying to activate Nate on Matt? That's crazy. On a mirror? Come on, bro. You was doing too much. Brooklyn, you was doing too much, bro. And I get it. You're passionate. I get that you trying to make like this is gonna be your year. I get that you don't want to lose. I get that you want like it was Brooklyn bookings, Vic. It was twice. I seen Nate activate twice, and Brooklyn was I that switch you was trying to flick. I don't even know, bro. No, yo, Amir said you too close, man. He said you too close, man. Nate put the bag on. You I don't know, bro. All I know is that when I saw Nate ready to activate, I said, "Yo, Nate, you got chill. You got to. There's no need. There's no need for it, bro." He was, and he looked at me like when when you say, in New York, when you say "suck my dick, pussy," that means whatever happens after this, I'm okay with. Like anything that Nate gave me that look without saying a word. Like whatever happens from this point on, it's got the stamp of approval for me. I know right from wrong. I take my losses like my wins. There's real shit to crash out about. And handball's not, yo, Nate, that is 100%. That's the life I'm living right now, bro. That's the life I'm living right now. Like, I got so many good things happening. I got so many good things happening that it's just like this handball shit is not worth it. So I love that you said that. That means you know what's happening. I fuck with the 215 dudes. Yeah, I know that. Um uh should Bloody Just come back for the end of this? Should the blood no. No, the blood is the homie's done. Listen, guys, thank you. Sen, you could take your melatonin, get some rest. Um, One thing I learned is Philly don't play, but Ducks him is puss. Damn, heck. Tag him. Tag him, heck. You heard? Guys, thank you for the stars. Heck, thank you for the stars. Everybody, you guys been sending stars left and right. I appreciate it. Don, C, I appreciate the stars again. Love all you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you understood the rules. I hope you appreciate the rules talk. I hope I simplified things for a lot of you guys, and I hope I cleared up some misconceptions. If you have questions, inbox me. I might not get to you right away, but inbox me with the question with an open mind. Because my boy Sent inboxes me with a question, and I answer the question, and he's like, thanks. And then I go on Facebook, and he is just tearing me down. Like, yo, this nigga just don't know what the fuck he's talking about with these small ball rules. He does it all the time, and it's hilarious. I don't know what I gotta just stop answering handball questions for Sent. Cause he don't like nothing that I answer. But appreciate you guys listening. I hope that you read the rule book, ushandball.org. It is there. You Florida guys, Jared is sending me a box of rule books. I'm gonna hand them out to you. Understand that the most up-to-date rules will always be on the um on the website, but the rule book for the most part, the bones of it will always be the same. Um, so just understand it. We're continuing to try to better the rules, better the sport, better the community. So I hope you guys understand and appreciate that. And I will talk to you guys later. Tyrone just tagged me something. That's what I wanted. I stopped. Appreciate you guys, man. Later.